Indiana does it. They complete the season, a miracle season. And there was a website that said the odds for Indiana to win the national title at the start of the year, they were plus 10,000. Fernando Mendoza to win the Heisman, plus 5,000. Their win total over under 8.5. And here they are with a magical season. And give credit to a lot of people here. Curt Signetti, you got to start with him. Imagine you're at Alabama and you're working with Nick Saban. And you say to Nick Saban, Coach, I want to leave. I want to be a head coach. And you go, okay, where are you going? And he says, I'm going to IU PUI. And Nick Saban says, why do you want to do that? He wanted to be a head coach. He proved to be successful there. Elon, James Madison. I mean, this isn't the normal route to become a national champion. But there's something about him, and he doesn't go after 5-star recruits or 4-star recruits because he couldn't. Because 5 stars and 4 stars aren't going to Indiana. If you're getting 3 stars, it's like, whoa, all right, I like this. He's the kind of guy that goes after 2 stars, and by the time he's done coaching them up, they're 4 and 5 stars. So that's a huge credit to him. Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, did what you want a Heisman Trophy winner to do. Come up big when he needed to, and he did that. As for Miami, it's going to get overlooked because I think we looked at Miami like historically great program, while Indiana historically a bad program. But Miami and Mario Cristobal did a great job this year to make the U relevant again, and they had their opportunities. I just didn't understand the coaching philosophy of the first half, the offensive philosophy. They had 69 yards of total offense in the first half, and they were in the game. They just kept running the ball. I got Malachi Toney. I want the ball in his hands 20 times. I just got to, whatever it is, there's a chance that he could break. Every time he got the ball, you go, oh, you got to hold your breath if you're Indiana. But I didn't understand, unless they were saying we don't want Carson Beck to try to win this game. You're trying to control the clock a little bit maybe, but they just kept running it up the middle, and then you end up with 69 yards of total offense. Second half, they opened it up a little bit, and Carson Beck had a couple of plays there. In the end, ended up with an interception. But give credit to Indiana. We've talked about this for the last 6 weeks, just how big this story is. And growing up in the Midwest and growing up in Ohio, if you were going to schedule a school for homecoming where you knew you were going to win, or Parents' Weekend, Indiana would be tops on your list. And I couldn't help but think of one person last night when this game ended. And I thought of Lee Corso, because Coach Corso was there at Indiana and did a really good job. But you're going against Ohio State and Michigan. And here he is in failing health, but a big contributor to college football, college game day. And here he gets to witness Indiana winning the national championship in football. So the biggest play here is the interception by Indiana to seal the national championship.
Here's the snap back. Beck looks, throws it down the field, and it is intercepted by Indiana. Wow, what a play! And it is Jamari Sharp who comes up with a pick. Jamari Sharp with what a play for Indiana. And Indiana is going to win this thing.
And Sharp is from Miami, comes up with the interception. Fernando Mendoza from Miami, and here is his touchdown run.
Got to get to the 8. He's going to take off and run. Mendoza weaves his way first and goal, diving toward the end zone. Touchdown! That's why he won the Heisman Trophy.
Chris Fowler with the call, because you're watching and you go, okay, he got the first down. And then he just kept going and then got the touchdown. But Miami was resilient. They kept coming back, and Indiana knew that they weren't blowing this team out. Home game for Miami, but it was probably felt like a home game for Indiana. There were a lot of Hoosiers there. But congratulations. Indiana football has won a national championship.
Dude, you've been doing this a long time. You just uttered that on national radio.
Yes. I never, ever thought in my lifetime I would say something like that. Indiana football has won a national championship. By the way, DraftKings just sent me the title odds for next year. Indiana and Ohio State have the same odds, plus 700. Then it's Texas and Notre Dame, plus 750. Oregon, Georgia, LSU, Texas Tech, A&M, Alabama, and Miami. All righty, 877-3DP Show. Email address, dp@danpatrick.com. Twitter handle @DP Show. Tyler sitting by to take your phone calls. All right, Seton, poll question for hour one is going to be what?
The Indiana football national title story is most similar to. It's Paul laid out these options.
Okay.
Miracle on Ice, 2016 Chicago Cubs, the 2016 Leicester City team that won the Premier League, or 1983 NC State.
Okay, so we're putting a team on there, not Buster Douglas beating Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Okay, because you can.
You could.
I mean, are the 2016 Cubs worthy of being put in here with this group?
I think futility for 108 years is kind of similar to the futility of Indiana football. But I would say Leicester City would be the comp because they were a couple tiers down, right, Seton? For years and years and years.
They had only been promoted like a year or two before winning the Premier League. It was a pretty big turnaround, similar to Indiana, yeah.
Yeah, but somebody did predict that Leicester City.
They did.
Hello.
Leicester.
I called him Leicester City to Rebecca Lowe.
Dan?
I know.
Leicester.
I know. We were at the NBC studios, and I remember, they were talking Premier League, and the great host of the Premier League, Rebecca Lowe, and she goes, Dan, who do you like? And I go, I like Leicester City. It's Leicester City. I said, they're going to win it this year. Yes, Todd.
I don't want to be that guy, but I've kind of been that guy at times with the show, so I'm just going to say it. Can we overstate how big Indiana's accomplishment is in the history of sports folklore?
Are you saying that we're overstating Indiana?
I'm saying we're not there yet, but we are on the road to saying something like that. This in the history of anything that's ever happened on a field or a court or ice, this is the one.
Pauly's head's going to explode here.
Explode.
Yeah. Yes, Marvin.
I got to disagree, Fritzy. This is probably the greatest turnaround in the history of American sports. Like the Cubs were up and ready to go to the World Series in 2003. Indiana wasn't like, man, we were really close to winning the Big Ten in football. Yeah. Never. They've always a bottom feeder. Besides that 1 year with Antoine Randall L., they've never been anything to watch.
Yes, Todd.
We also have to distinguish, obviously, between turnaround and upset. There's all kinds of words and phrases that could get garbled with one another. This, obviously, is a huge turnaround in 2 years, as opposed to Tyson Douglas, where it's an upset. This wasn't something in the making over a period of fights or something.
You're right about the turnaround. Like when you think about turning around in 2 years, that's the remarkable part. Go back over 2 years ago and look at a home game at Indiana football. Prior to Curt Signetti, they're playing Akron. Didn't they go 3 overtimes against like Kent State or something?
I think it was 4 against your Zips.
Okay. Go back and just get a picture of what the attendance was like before Curt Signetti got there. And look, I said it, I'm sure many people did. Coming into this year, I wondered who was going to be Indiana. And it turned out to be Indiana. It's a great story. Once again, Indiana football has won the national championship. Wow.
April Fool. Oh, no, what's today?
Why are you a buzzkill, Todd?
That's terrible. I shouldn't be
Why?
like that. I'm usually a pretty positive, happy-go-lucky guy.
No, you're not.
Until I get snarky and wise. Paulie rubbed off of me. I'm getting snarky.
so
in my old age, I'm getting very snarky. I was never like that back in the day.
You are a negative guy.
The Indiana call of that touchdown.
What are you doing?
Just didn't love that. It was unfortunate. This guy's a legend. He's a great broadcaster. Unfortunately, he got tricked into thinking that was a pass.
Yeah.
He called like, oh, he's throwing it and he's running it. He's running it. It's a touchdown.
Why are you doing this?
I was bummed for him because if I was a broadcaster, they're going to be playing that
it
forever.
really sounds like you're bummed for him.
If we're going to be talking about Indiana forever, we're going to be talking about that call forever too. That way they go together.
Yes, Paulie.
But if you watch that play when Mendoza goes back, it's the last thing anyone expected. Herbstreit even broke it down. The safeties are so far back. They jumped forward and couldn't believe he was even going.
It was a great play, but the second effort to get into the end zone and I'm curious. We got Chase Daniel on, and he looks at more film than anybody, a former quarterback. Watching Mendoza, I'm going to go back and say what I said a couple of weeks ago, only because a scout told me this. He doesn't do anything great, but he doesn't do anything that you bring into question. He's clean. But is he a little more athletic than you think? Is his arm a little more, a little stronger than you think? Is he a little more accurate? He's got a lot of those. He's a little more than. All I know is what a great representative that he would be for any football team. Now, that doesn't mean he's a franchise quarterback, but he's going to be the number one overall pick. He came up when he needed to. He had some big plays when he needed to. But we'll talk to Chase Daniel about what he sees because, okay, they won the national title. This is about a bigger picture of what happens next year, when he gets to the NFL.